set for it. And ladies and gentlemen, our today's presiding officer is the First Councilor, Honorable Jonathan E. Lozano.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are now in 29th regular session. The session is now called to order.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang mag-ibig, etos ng silangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit kong bagaw, ay hinagang tulakaw.
Bible verse, Genesis 32:10. I am worthy of all kindness and faithfulness. You have shown your servant. I have only my staff when I crossed this Jordan, but now I have become two camps. Prayer. Let us pray. Lord our God, we are not worthy of all the mercy and faithfulness you shown unto us. We thank you for the love and ask you to keep our hearts united and hope we together for all things. Keep our hearts united, that again and again we can receive something new from the Almighty hand. Keep us true to the calling you have given us. Let light shine into the world, right into the dark places. Remember those all over the world who are sighing to you, longing that in your great and wonderful goodness, light may come to the peoples and to the nations through some deed from your hand. Amen.
Please be seated. May I request our OIC Secretary to do the roll call? Ma'am?
Yes. Please be recognized when your name is called. Honorable Vice Mayor John Lester Tan Malactan. Honorable SB Member Jonathan E. Lucenio.
Present.
Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Nestor G. Paulican.
Present.
Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Bernard Lawrence L. Zubiri. Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Estrella C. Quadrasal. Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Joe Fidel P. Doromal.
Present.
Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Roy Y. Cabalquinto. Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Samuel S. Bugas. Honorable Sangguniang Bayan Member Rhoda Q. Gaitira. Honorable ABC President Paquito A. Catin Jr.
Present.
Honorable SK Federation President John Sixto S. Calulu. Honorable IP Mandatory Representative Diosdado L. Siberia.
Present.
Our Honorable Vice Mayor is on official business. Honorable Bernard Lawrence Zubiri will be coming in a short while. Honorable John Sixto S. Calulu is on leave.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary. Nonetheless, the quorum is achieved considering the number of those who are present. Quorum is hereby declared. We'll now request our Majority Floor Leader, Honorable Mr. G. Paulican, to facilitate the proceedings of today's session.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Item number 8 for approval of the minutes of the journal and the previous session. Thank you. Honorable Presiding Officer, I move to dispense the reading of journal and minutes of the previous session, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to dispense the journal of previous session, seconded by Honorable Quadrasal. Motion is approved.
Is there any question? If there is none, I move to adopt and approve the journal and minutes of the previous session, Honorable Presiding Officer.
There's a motion to adopt and approve the committee report of the previous meeting, seconded by Honorable Quadrasal. Motion is hereby approved.
We will now request our OIC Secretary for the first reading and reference of the committee's proposed ordinance, resolution, messages, communication, and petitions.
For our referrals, we have here a letter signed by Reynaldo S. Bon, Punong Barangay of Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on February 4, 2026 with the subject, request for an endorsement resolution for tree cutting for the construction of Barangay Administrative Building.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Natural Resources.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Natural Resources and Environment Protection. Honorable Cabalquinto. Sir, any member? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Honorable Quadrasal. Next item.
Item number 2 is a letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor, received on February 4, 2026, requesting the Sangguniang Bayan to consider the amendment of ordinance number 2021-033 entitled An Ordinance Amending Section 3 of Ordinance number 2014-089 entitled Prescribing the New Fare Rates for Motor Cabs, Motorellas, and Motorcads plying in the Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Laws.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Laws, Rules, and Regulation. Honorable Durmal.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Next item.
Third item is a letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor received on February 4, 2026 requesting the Sangguniang Bayan for passage of resolution authorizing the local chief executive to enter into Memorandum of Agreement MOA with the Department of Agriculture Regional Field Office 10 and Dulugun Poultry and Livestock Livelihood Association for the implementation of chicken multiplier farm under the Livestock Economic Enterprise Development LEED program.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Agriculture.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Agriculture, Livelihood, and Agrarian Reform. Honorable Cabalquinto.
Noted, Honorable Presiding.
Next item.
Item number 4 is a letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor received on February 4, 2026, requesting the Sangguniang Bayan for passage of resolution authorizing the local chief executive to sign the deed of donation and acceptance for the construction of two-storied commercial building with JEV number 2021-04-009374 amounting to 25 million pesos.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Laws.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Laws, Ethics, and Regulations. Honorable Durmal.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Next item.
Item number 5 is a letter signed by Nanette J. Bargamento, President of San Miguel Corn and Cassava Farmers Association, with office address at San Miguel, Maramag, Bukidnon, Re. Application for accreditation in the Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Cooperative.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Cooperatives, Organizations or Associations, and Community Development. Thank you. Next item.
Item number 6 is a letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor received on February 9, 2026, requesting the Sangguniang Bayan for passage of resolution interposing no objection to the mini hydropower project under its revised name and capacity, subject to compliance with all existing laws, rules, regulations, and other pertinent requirements.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Laws.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Laws, Rules, Ethics, and Regulations. Honorable Durmal.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Next item.
Item number 7 is a letter from the Office of the Municipal Mayor received on February 10, 2026, requesting the Sangguniang Bayan for passage of resolution approving the new housing plans, design, and as-built perspective for the 40 single-detached housing units of Maanyag, Maramag, Pabahay, Phase 2. This is certified urgent.
Please refer this item to the Committee on Housing.
Item has been referred to the Committee on Housing and Resettlement.
That's all for the referrals. Now, sorry.
Honorable Presiding, I move to include for an unassigned business for the decision.
Thank you, Honorable Cabalquinto. Request granted.
Sorry for that. Okay, so we're done with referrals. Now let us proceed to communications. Number 1, message from the Department of Interior and Local Government Region 10 Northern Mindanao, Bukidnon Provincial Office, received on February 4, 2026 with the subject, dissemination of MC 2026-007, Third National Summit and election of the National Executive Board of the Lady Legislators League of the Philippines on March 6 to 8, 2026 at Century Park Hotel, Malate, Manila. Another item is a letter from the National Movement of Young Legislators received on February 10, 2026 with the subject, 27th NMYL National Convention and election of the National Executive Committee on February 23 to 25, 2026 at the Manila Hotel, 1 Rizal Park, Ermita, Manila. Third item is a resolution number 2026-1065 of the 28th SP received on February 10, 2026, approving resolution number 2025-156 of the Sangguniang Bayan of Maramag, Bukidnon entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving Supplemental Annual Investment Program SAIP number 2 for calendar year 2025 of the Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. Fourth and last item is a letter signed by Honorable Arsenio G. Dormal Jr., Punong Barangay of South Poblacion, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on February 10, 2026, requesting for a time slot during the regular session of the Sangguniang Bayan to discuss the latter's concern relative to the petition for road allowance. That's all from the Secretary's statement.
Thank you, Honorable Secretary. Okay. Majority Floor Leader.
Item number
Okay, naalang ko ipangutana. Unsay decision sa SB, ipikiter ba na to ang mga question hour or caucus sa next session? About aning sa communication, number 4. I'd like to ask the SB, as Sangguniang Bayan member, all of the Sangguniang Bayan member, if we will cater this question, or kinahanglan ba nato siyang i-caucus?
Mr. Chair,
Okay, recognize, Honorable Dormal.
for me, Mr. Chair, a caucus would be needed to give time also, Mr. Chair, kay kung ato ning idiretso sa plenary, Mr. Chair, it would take time. So maybe, Mr. Chair, there would be a caucus before the session for this matter, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dormal. What about the other member of the SB who is in favor nga kinahanglan ba nga i-caucus na sa caucus na to hisgutan kung doon ay mga petisyon?
Honorable Presiding, query lang. Kaning petition sa South Poblacion, asa na nga portion nga road allowance?
Mr. Chair, could we ask the Secretary's table, Mr. Chair, to provide us a letter sent by the South Poblacion in order for us to study the area, the locations, kung asan ni siya, Mr. Chair?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dormal. Okay. Okay, we'd like to ask our Honorable Secretary.
Shall
Thank
I
you, ma'am.
read it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, subject request to sit in during Sangguniang Bayan session on February 11, 2026 regarding petition for road allowance. We respectfully request permission to sit in during the Sangguniang Bayan session scheduled on February 11, 2026 together with the residents of Purok 2, Maramag, Bukidnon to formally discuss our concern regarding our petition for road allowance. Despite several public hearings already conducted on this matter, the parties concerned have not been able to arrive at a better and more acceptable solution. In this regard, the residents of Purok 2 wish to personally present and further explain the circumstances surrounding the said petition, including its importance to the community in terms of accessibility, safety, and proper land use. In particular, we would like to clarify that the area being used as a passageway is privately owned by Mr. 𝐁𝐿𝐴 and was temporarily allowed for use by the residents as a road for a period of 8 months, from July 2025 to February 2026. This month marks the expiration of the temporary road usage, which has heightened the urgency of resolving the matter, as the said access has become vital to the daily movement and safety of the affected residents. We believe that a dialogue during the Sangguniang Bayan session will allow for a clearer understanding of the issues and help the honorable body arrive at a fair and appropriate resolution. Thus, we humbly seek your kind consideration and approval for us to be included in the agenda or be allowed to sit in during the said session at your most convenient time. Signed by Honorable Arsenio S. Dormal Jr., Punong Barangay South Poblacion, Maramag, Bukidnon.
Okay, yes, recognize Honorable Dormal.
Mr. Chair, instead of being invite na to sila, kay diretso mungod sila mo anhi dirito o dyan sa as. So why not, Mr. Chair, refer it back to the Committee on Land and Titling for study of this petition. Kay kinanglan ni siya, Mr. Chair, o hearing ocular inspection also. So before we allow the barangay captain of South Poblacion to be invited here in our session, so let this petition be given first to the committee on the land for further study, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Dormal. So we will. No, okay, thank you.
Please allow me to cite order. The request is simply a time slot, so our action should be deny or accept it. We don't need to refer this to the committee because the referral has nothing to do with acting for a legislative action. For now, the request, the said request is for a time slot. So that's it. It doesn't need any legislative action.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yes, recognize. Honorable
Okay,
Dormal.
Mr. Chair, maybe, Mr. Chair, we would allow the Barangay South Poblacion, we would welcome them for a caucus, Mr. Chair, to hear their side. Kay we don't have any idea for this, Mr. Chair. So ato sa ngisgutan siguro on sa ilahang reklamo o petition. So during the caucus time lang, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, mostly ba sa atong member nga favor sa caucus before? Okay. Honorable Codersal. Honorable okay ra caucus. Yes. Okay. Mostly Honorable Zubiri. Yes. Okay. Since tanan man siguro nga favor sa kuan, so we will have the caucus na lang. Okay, thank you.
Honorable Chair.
Yes, Honorable Secretary.
Regarding the approval for caucus, may we as well include in our communication to bring pertinent documents regarding the said petition? Shall we include that in our communication?
Yes, ma'am, mas maayo. Okay. Majority Floor Leader.
Okay, item number 10, privilege hour, none. Item 11, question hour, none. Item 12, business for the day. Letter A, committee report. Number 1, Committee on Tourism, Culture and Arts.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Bugas.
Good afternoon. Committee report number 2026-2 on Tourism, Culture and Arts dated February 11, 2026. To the presiding officer and the subject, Resolution number 54, Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on December 9, 2025, entitled A Resolution Interposing Non-Objection for the Establishment of the Natural Ecotourism Resort bearing the trade name Tampisaw Spring and Campsite located at Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. The proponent, Barangay Government of Kuya, submitted by Committee on Tourism and Beautification. Findings and recommendation. Number 1. On December 9, 2025, the Office of the Secretary of the Sangguniang Bayan received a resolution number 54, series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled, a resolution interposing non-objection for the establishment of the natural ecotourism resort bearing the trade name Tampisaw Spring and Campsite located at Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Number 2, on January 13, 2026, an ocular inspection was held and the following was found. 2A. The subject site for the proposed natural ecotourism resort, Tampisaw Spring and Campsite, is located in Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. However, it is accessible from the Municipality of Pangantucan, specifically via the road leading to MGG Resort and Lumagwas Spring Resort. Letter B. The Tampisaw Spring and Campsite has a mother title and has official documents supporting the ownership of Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog. He attested that the area was bought from a local family which actively provides services to the resort as its caretakers. Letter C. Engineer Robert E. Labadan, the Chief Engineer MPDO, recommended for the Tampisaw Spring Resort and Campsite to procure appropriate licenses and permits such as water permit from the National Water Resource Board and WRB, as they have utilized water in the resort, a zoning clearance from the Municipal Planning and Development Office, MPDO, and etc. Letter D. Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog committed to procure the appropriate permits and licenses before officially opening his resort to the public. He also expressed that he is seeking for the assistance from the local authorities of LGU Maramag as he is not well versed with the permits and licenses to this endeavor. Letter E. For Concepcion Pakatang, express support and approval to Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog's initiative to request for assistance for the necessary documents to be able to officially open his resort to the public. Additionally, for Pakatang found no errors in the operation of Tampisaw Spring and Campsite and expressed support and approval of Resolution Number 54 Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Letter E. Engineer Robert A. Labanan, MPDO, also found no errors in the operations of Tampisaw Spring and Campsite and expressed support and approval of Resolution Number 54 Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Letter G. Engineer Edgar G. Obidencio expressed support and approval of Resolution Number 54 Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. On February 4, 2026, this item was reported on the 28th regular session of the 16th Sangguniang Bayan and was deferred due to inquiries regarding the documents which certifies the ownership of Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog. Number 4, on February 5, 2026, the following documents were furnished to the Office of the Secretary of the Sangguniang Bayan. 4E, deed of sale of portion of agricultural land by original certificate of title number EO-1706 known as lot number 1865-E, PSD 10-71447 by portion of lot number 1865 SWU 42001 situated at Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, containing an area of 10,900 10,095 square meters warranted unto the bindi Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog, notarized by Attorney Abundio U. Gaitira on December 31, 2021. The vendors, which are the heirs of Mr. Danny Saplina Larayan, signed the deed of sale. 4B, Department of Agrarian Reform Order awarding 10,095 square meter to applicant Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog, sold by the heirs of Danny Saplina Larayan, granted on September 1, 2022, and signed by Suraida O. Makadindang, the Regional Director. Letter C, Original Certificate of Title of the heirs of Danny Saplina Larayan. 4D, Department of Trade and Industry, DTI Permit Business Name Number 761825, Maramag, 2026 Business Permit Number 2026-3519, and 2026 Maramag Business Plate Number 3519. And finally, now therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution approving resolution number 54, series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on December 9, 2025, entitled, A Resolution Interposing Non-Objection for the Establishment of the Natural Ecotourism Resort bearing the trade name Tampisaw Spring and Campsite, located at Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, the Chairman, and concurred by Committee Member Jonathan Ilusinio and Committee Member Diosdado L. Siberia. Honorable Presiding Officer, I move to adopt this committee report.
There's a motion from Honorable Bugas to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Siberia. Motion is hereby approved.
Yes,
Okay, the committee is now ready for discussion.
yes, Honorable Presiding Officer, I am now ready for any query, inquiry or questions.
Okay, recognize Honorable Dormal.
Okay, Mr. Chair. At least, Mr. Chair, doon naging kaita sa ani sa pag-approve ani, no? So, we're just awaiting, Mr. Chair, no, before we vote for non-objection of this, Mr. Chair, it is additional Magod tourism site in Maramag. So, may I ask lang, Mr. Chair, the proponent, if the water rights was already been secured, before anything else, Magod, Mr. Chair, so kinanglan magud nato ang approval sa water rights ani kay it is a resort, no? So, kinanglan ta mo secure ani og water rights kay we are using this one for public consumptions, no? Himuon man siyang tourism site also. And in the basis also, Mr. Chair, nga na naman gyud ang deed of sale sa possession sa area. So awaiting for the transfer of the title in the name of the applicant. So may we request also, Mr. Chair, the applicant nga kay dugay man gyud kay ng titling mugawas, Mr. Chair, dugay kay na siya. So the updated tax clearance from the assessor's office will do also, Mr. Chair, awaiting for the sa iyahang title nga area kay as what the owner has said, he has already applied for the titling of this area. So as a proof, the certifications from the tax declaration clearance would do also, Mr. Chair. Pero importante lang yung kayo po, katog yung iyahang water right po, no, kay you cannot operate unless you are not allowed to walay approval from the water sa katong sa water right, Mr. Chair. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Dormal.
Yes, as was discussed during our ocular inspection, it was discussed about the water rights. And according to Engineer Labadan, securing the permits of the water rights from NWRB, it takes some time. So even the owner of the Tampisaw is requesting for assistance for our LGU. So the MPDO together with engineering and also with the environment, has considered for him to secure, and not directly because we cannot have that. Like for example, in Kuya Techno Demo Farm, we don't even have the water rights for now. So we are using that water for our peace sanctuary in Magsaysay, Kuya.
Follow up, Mr. Chair. If the issuance of water right is not a necessity para maka-open sila sa ilang business, so kay tungod nga dugay pa siya ma-secure, pero I don't think so, Mr. Chair, na we could allow the use or the approval of that site unless the water rights will not be secured first. Pero kung I don't know, wala ko legal wala ko legal idea about the water rights, pero sa ako manggod kung kana manggod inana manggod kinanglan manggod na siya water rights siguro kay the water source, no, kinanglan kay there will be an effect, no, for the usage of that kung gamito na siya for public use. So what would be kinanglan manggod na siya kung asa nagapaingon ang anak nga tubig, o kung asa siya ang flow sa tubig manggod na dapat magid na siya tan-awon po na sa water review kung unsay effect, no, kung if we would use that one for public consumption, kung wala ba yung effect ana sa flow sa tubig sa other nga mga areas nga asa siya gapaingon, no. So muna siguro nga kinanglan gid siguro gyapon nato nga makuha gid una pod ang safety, no, ang katong approval sa water source nato, ayaha lugar siya ma-engage into business.
Yes. So far, the proprietors has already processed the water rights, and even the Department of Health, our sanitary inspector, has already tested the quality of water in that area. So we need not to have to secure that right away. So it may take some year or months, and maybe, but we have to consider because that resort now is being visited by so many people, not only in Bukidnon and Mindanao, because of many bloggers that were swimming right there. So, nisikat.
Okay. So, ang ako lang concern, Mr. Chair, ang the safety, no, first moment na we are securing the water rights for the security of the people, no, the community, kay either that water is safe, ready for use for public. So siguro, pero kung all those things nga ma-attach na diha, no, sa even sa ato ang rural health unit nato, kung makita nila nga it is suitable for public consumption, ready na for public use, so mula nang atong kinahanglan nga mga clearances also, so that we could pass through na kini ato na ning maaprubahan kani nga proposed ecotourism park.
Yes. We have also to be considerate with the intention of other investors, because the government, especially Maramag or even the province, there is a tourism roadmap. So we need to have a tourism roadmap that even last month or last week, there is an ASEAN summit of the entire Southeast Asian country for the development of tourism industry.
Okay, thank you, Committee Chair. Yes, recognize Honorable Siberia.
Okay, may hapon. Gi-apply na ba ang iyang water right?
Oh yes, gi-apply under process.
Naana.
Wala pa mo gawas.
So, before ang Camprosia sa una, gi-approve na to iyang swimming pool dito Paspikas. Approve ang iyang water right. Kaya nga naman, ang water right, gikinahanglan og pilay minimum sa tubig nga gawas ana. Basig og gihurot na niya apply o niya og nanginahanglan tag tubig, wala na ato. Mao na siya, ang Camprosia sa una, gi-approve na to namo, gi-approve to sa SB, naana ang iyang water right. Kaya nabutang dito ang iyang gigamit minimum. Kaya kung iyan ang gihurotanan, but pasabot nga wala na ta, wala na ato.
Yes, the project of the Tampisaw, wala niya hilabti ang nature's inspired nga area. Wa pasagdan na gyud niya, murag ang giganan ang mga tao tungod kay natural, wa niya hilabti. Ang iyan ang gihimulag structure para sa iyang medyo balay.
So, wala po nakakuha ka dito sa iyang gi-apply. Katulang untang iyang gi-apply ba sa iyang water right o pila ka liters every seconds.
Oh.
Eh naman na siya.
Okay,
Mamang
for a while-
ang gi-require liters per second. So kadto kay flowing murag dili gyud na spring, murag river lang bitaw.
Okay.
Murag river lang gikan sa spring.
Pero og manginahanglan ang government para sa tuas Maramag kung manginahanglan napatay magamit pod.
Ikumpara dito sa Camp Prussia kay murag accessible to parong Maramag, pero do sa Tampisaw murag layo ra kayo kay mo ana pa man ang kuya musubida.
Ang Camprosya sa una didto to gakuha ang Don Carlos gapangayo mo bitaw wala na wa man nato gitagaan mo tong wa po ta gitagaan og permit dito sa tong quarry. Kaya ilang gusto dito sila mutap na wala man ta ni okay. So mo tong nagkuha tag permit dito wala po ta tagae. Mo na nahitabo pero si Prussia nagpresent kung pila ang iyang gi-applyan sa water right. Gi-present niya dito sa SB before they approve. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable President, Honorable Siberia. Mr. Committee Chairman, appeal ko sa pag-ocular ani dito, no? Ang area niya, flowing, wala siya i-develop, nga nag-create siya og pool para nga makuha siya volume sa tubig, no? So, flowing lang gid siya, nagpabilin siya as kining natural, no? Dayon, ang ako lang pod nga kuano, while ga-apply og water rights, basin pwede na to unta nga ma-invite siguro no kay mas maayo gyud pod to ang applicant nga mo apply sa kining application para sa ecotourism. Mas maito nga ma-invite pod nato no kay ato pong mapa-present pod ang mga documents kung unsa na ang status kabahin pod sa iyahang application sa water rights. Kaduha pod ayon sa kining like kading mga aga-pirma, kining naay deed of sale, kading sa heirs kung kumusta ba, ma-present niya kung tanan ba nga heirs nakapirma sa deed of sale.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
kung
Honorable
walay
Speaker.
nag-complain sa maong tubig, atong i-approve. Ang kuan man lang anak kung na nag-complain. Pero kung wala na nag-complain sa mga silingan niya nga musag-ob diha o mugamit, i-approve na to kay dugang man na sa panudlanan nato diri sa atong munisipyo. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, recognize, Honorable Dormal.
I will just try to read this one, Mr. Chair, Underwater Code of the Philippines, no? PD 1067. So it is stated here, Mr. Chair, you cannot legally extract, use groundwater, river water, spring water for a commercial or large scale without a water permit, without securing the water permit, Mr. Chair. So, from the, sa muna siya ang naka-state diri, Mr. Chair, no? So, that's why, Mr. Chair, kita, we are just, no, kay kita, we are following the, what is really legal and what is really stated by the law. So, ang ako lang diri, Mr. Chair, kay, klaro magud kay din no? We are using, no, we're extracting waters from the springs. So, needed good, kinahanglan good, Mr. Chair, ang water rights good. Kay, klaro man kani kay, without the water permit, so we cannot establish, Mr. Chair, without securing the water rights. So, maybe, Mr. Chair, ato na lang siguro siyang tabangan kung in what way nga mapastrack niya ang pag-secure niya water rights. So, mangita na tagway nga kita diri sa council, tabangan nato siya nga unsaon nato nga madali ang iyang pag-secure sa iyang water rights.
Oh, yes.
So that's all, Mr. Chair.
Oh, yes. Nag-ask siya og assistance sa MPDO, sa atong Menro, sa atong engineering. In fact, napagali na iyang gihatag sa Committee on Engineering under kang Honorable Bernard Subiri. So about katong other matter. So for this at this moment in time, we have to be considerate because even if wala siya water right, ang tao gapag adto gyud dito. Mamutang na pare sa kanibitang sa Kampo Uno, gigamit man as tubig sa Kampo Uno, pero gaadto gid ang tao.
Mr. Chair, ang isa ka establishment in Mr. Chair, kung it is used only for free, no? So, okay ra siya. Pero for this one, Mr. Chair, lahi ni kay he is applying for iyaha mangguning gikuanan for business. So that's why, Mr. Chair, mahimo magog illegal extraction of using of natural resources kay iyaha maging ginegosyo. So kanang kung wala ni siya ginegosyo, okay ra kayo. But for this one, iyan na ning ginegosyo, so muna ni siya nga kinahanglan na gid siya water rights gyud kay aron may bala ng volume of water nga iyang gagamiton.
Yes.
So mo nang difference nila, Mr. Chair.
Yes, it would be there's a conflicting interest because our local government has issued already the business permit, the number, he has already the TDTI permit. So for this moment, we have always to consider the effort of the owner because anyway, it's not for him, it's for the good of the municipality.
Thank you, Committee Chair. Yes, additional?
Okay. We understand the sentiment of the owner, Mr. Chair. Pero in securing the business permit, Mr. Chair, usahay man gud na kani karon kay gipasa man gid sa tuwa. No, we are bound to study, no? We are bound to kung unsa ba i-approve ba nato diretso. So it is clearly stated in the law nga anybody who uses the natural resources of the especially here in Maramag, so he or she must comply with the application of the water right. Specifically, Mr. Chair, nga is using is as for business. So ang ato magud dinhi, ang ako dili nato nga idugay or atong babagan. So we are referring to nga ato yung pangitaan og pamaagi, Mr. Chair, nga tabangan nato siya kay even as no, it is also dungag sa Maramag nga nadungagan ang ato ang tourism site dinhi sa lungsod sa Maramag. But ang ako lang, Mr. Chair, ato lang pud i-comply what is stated in the law. Nga ato siyang aprubahan nga dili siya mo kuan sa balaod, no, musupak sa balaod. So muna, Mr. Chair, I don't know, no, sa atong mga kauban dinhi kung unsa lugar ang ilang kuan kay sa akong pagtuo, Mr. Chair, kinahanglan gid kaayo ang approval sa water rights before you enter into business. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Yes, so it's your point. So anyway, there's a division of for the approval or disapproval.
Okay, thank you, Committee Chair. Is there any additional question? Basing na pa'y dugang nga pangutana before pa-decide na to atong Committee Chair on sa pleasure sa iyang report. Yes, recognize. Honorable Katin.
Good afternoon, Honorable Presiding Officer. Actually, this is in connection with the request is for the issuance of no objection.
No, non-objection.
Actually, based on the explanation of Honorable Duromal, I subscribe to his idea because the moment we will pass a resolution and if there is if ever a resolution has been passed by this August body and there will be a question on the resolution that we pass, everybody being a collegial body, everybody should be answerable to the question asked. So the best action for us siguro is we will follow what is required by the law because we are making a resolution that everybody should be answerable for what we will approve. That is all, Honorable Presiding Officer. That is my idea only.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Katin. Yes.
In addition, Mr. Chair, no, I would read this one also, Mr. Chair. Protection from legal problems. If you operate without water right, so what will be the circumstances? You may face administrative penalties. You can be fined. Your operation may be stopped. Neighboring users may file complaints. So, by this alone, Mr. Chair, no, kay di na to masiguro kay na pa po yung mga niwe, kung nanay mo reklamo, Mr. Chair. So we're bounded by laws, Mr. Chair. So munang ako, especially Mr. Chair na for the scarcity of water now, so wala ta kabalo. So ang ato na sang gobyerno, mangita na sa mga sources of water. So ang ako lang, Mr. Chair, kay klaro magud kay dinhi nga nagi mga circumstances, if we would allow na without to operate that one without water right, klaro kay diri, Mr. Chair, nga will be facing mga administrative mga cases, Mr. Chair. So ako careful lang ko, Mr. Chair, no? Anyway, ug makomply lang na, Mr. Chair. So wala may problema. So ato lagi siyang tabangan o kung to what extent nga madali gid nang pagawas ng iyang water rights. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Romal. Committee Chair,
Yes.
naalang ko ipangutana, nakakuha na ba ni siya o ECC or compliance or ECC?
Mo nang iyang brought up sa atong ocular inspection dito, nila ni Pakatang.
Okay. Kay usapod sa pag-apply po sa water rights, kinanglan po ang ECC dahil application for kining endorsement gikan sa LGU. Dugang po na siya, no? Kabahin po sa mga deed of sale, years man to, tanan ba nakapirma?
Naman diri ang copy sa ears of Danny Saplina.
Pirmado sa tanan nga names nga naa nga kuan.
Nya notarized by Attorney Abondio, late Abondio Gaitera.
Lagi na arbay kuan ang I don't know nila ko sigurado ha, pero sa time kung kanus ana notaryuhan, kung dili pa na nimo ma-transfer, kinanglan na pud na nga bag-uhon na pud ang deed of sale, no, kung wala na transfer. Kung sa gidugayon bitaw, wala nimo na transfer nga nagpabilin lang from gikan sa primerong tag-iya hantod sa ikaduhang tag-iya pila ka tuig nga wala na transfer.
Pero he diligently paid the tax declaration every year.
Okay, siguro kuan na lang. Doon na pa'y pangutana ang body. Kung wala, we will ask the committee chair kung unsay gusto niya nga mahitabo, kung ipadayon niya or dili or i-deeper, no?
Anyway, the owner of this resort is a compliant person. He has already processed all the documents, but perhaps he cannot get outright, so even he's asking for the support, the assistance of our head office here in Maramag.
Pwede po siguro sa kining endorsement siguro para matabangan siya, no? Para sa application niya sa iyahang water rights. It depends on the August body siguro kung i-proceed niya nga ipadayon. Anyway, namatay ka tungod sa atong tagsa-tagsa kung kinsay pibor o dili, no? Yes, recognize, Honorable Katin.
Honorable Chair, as much as possible, we would like to pass this resolution because this is necessary for the municipality of Maramag, because whatever be the, if ever this project will push through, it will be additional income for the municipality of Maramag. However, I would like to suggest, if possible, na we would like to think it over. If possible, we will have if you can, you will give us time to have a break for the moment so that we can discuss this. That is all, Mr. President.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Yes, recognize, Honorable Cabalquinto.
thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Tingali, in addition lang, kani mangod nga ato ang ecotourism is naadiha ang ilang application resort, no? So maybe kinahanglan gid siya o water rights. Gani og ato ang mahinumduman every year ga pangayo man og permit ang ato ang mga resort. Then dapat nagid siya, makomply gid siya ang ato ang water rights application. Gani ang uban ilang pasa dito sa LGBE, Local Zoning Board, to approval. tungod kay sakto to ang ginapasabot ni Honorable Durumal nga if in case nga establishment man ni siya ga-operate, if in case of naay mga problema unya nga ato ang ma-encounter, so nagi posible nga mo kuan sulod ang ato ang problema diha ma-question ta, no? So I think tingali maybe the Sangguniang Bayan to decide after all, but in my own observation lang, Honorable Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Durbal. Honorable Kabulkinto.
Honorable Presiding Officer,
Yes, recognize Honorable Zubiri.
siguro ang interposing na objection, one of the requirements of the procedure to magkuha kita sang ICC, though isa na sa ka-requirements ang interposing na objection.
ECC.
ICC.
Okay, thank you.
O ICC to water rights, Honorable Presiding Officer. Like Palmalana, di sila ka-proceed sang ilang mga documents if di nato matagaan sang interposing na objection. Thank you.
Okay, before the committee chair will answer, pwedeng break lang sa ta. We'll have House rules suspend.
Yes. Ang paghatag nato og resolution of non-objection dili na requisite nga
Session resume. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Committee Chair.
Honorable Presiding Officer, I move to calendar this item on the final and third reading of today's session.
Okay, there's a motion from Honorable Bugas to calendar the item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Quadrasal. Motion is hereby approved.
Yes, another one. Committee Report number 2026-3, Tourism, Culture, and Arts, dated February 11, 2026. To the Presiding Officer, subject, Resolution number 55, Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on December 9, 2025, entitled, A Resolution Endorsing the Establishment of Natural Spring Ecotourism Resort bearing the trade name Tampisaw Spring and Campsite located at Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, and the proponent, Barangay Government of Kuya. Submitted by Committee on Tourism and Beautification. Findings and recommendation. On December 9, 2025, the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang received Resolution number 55, Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled, A Resolution Endorsing the Establishment of Natural Spring Ecotourism Resort bearing the trade name Tampisaw Spring and Campsite located at Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Number 2, on January 13, 2026, an ocular inspection was held and the following was found. 2A, Tampisaw Spring and Campsite is situated in Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. 2B, currently, it is accessible through the Municipality of Pangantucan, precisely through the road leading to Mimjiji Resort and Lumagwas Spring Resort. 2C, Mr. Teresito Imagtabog is the owner of the land and has provided the committee upon ocular inspection a mother title and the other documents which support Mr. Teresito Imagtabog's ownership of the land. 2D, Engineer Robert E. Labadan, MPDO, expressed that Tampisaw Spring and Campsite is a potential tourist destination. However, for it to have a legitimate operation, it must first comply the necessary documents such as water permits from the National Water Resources Board in WRB, as it has utilized water in its operations, zoning clearance from the Municipal Planning and Development Office and ETZ. E. Mr. Teresito Imagtabog committed to procure the appropriate permits and licenses before officially opening his resort to the public. Additionally, he requested the Municipal Engineering Office if they could consider building a road from Barangay Kuya leading to the resort, as currently the only road accessible is through Municipality of Pangantucan. Letter 8, Engineer Edgar G. Obedencio stated that there is an existing road from Barangay Kuya which lead to this location. However, it is underdeveloped and has encroachers, but Engineer Obedencio added that if Tampisaw Spring and Campsite could officially open after complying the requirements, their site could be considered from road construction. Letter G, for Concepcion Pakatang, expressed support and approved to Mr. Teresito Imagtabog initiative to request for assistance for the necessary documents to be able to officially open his resort to the public. Additionally, for Pakatang found no errors in the operations of Tampisaw Spring and Campsite and expressed support and approval of Resolution number 55 Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Engineer Robert A. Labadan, CANP, also found no errors in the operation of Tampisaw Spring and Campsite and expressed support and approval of Resolution number 55 Series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Letter I, Engineer 𝐒𝐂𝐃𝐍𝐆𝐔𝐍𝐈𝐻 expressed support and approval of the resolution number 55 series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. On February 4, 2026, this item was reported on the 28th regular session of the 16th Sangguniang Bayan and was deferred due to inquiries regarding the documents which certifies the ownership of Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog. On February 5, 2026, the following documents were furnished to the Office of the Secretary of the Sangguniang. 4A, deed of sale of portion of agricultural land by original certificate of title number EO-1706 known as lot number 1865-E, PSD-10-071447 by portion of lot number 1865 East WO 42001 situated at Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, containing an area of 10,095 square meters warranted upon the bindi Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog and notarized by Attorney Abonyo U. Gaitera on December 31, 2021. The vendors, which are the heirs of Mr. Danny Saplina Larayan, signed the deed of sale. 4B, Department of Agrarian Reform Order awarding 10,095 square meters to applicant Mr. Teresito E. Magtabog, sold by the heirs of Danny Saplina Larayan, granted on September 1, 2022, and signed by Zoraida O. Macadindang, the Regional Director. C. Original Certificate of Title of Heirs of Danny Saplina Larayan. And letter D. Department of Trade and Industry DTI Permit Business Number 61825 Maramag 2026 Business Permit Number 226-3519 and 2026 Maramag Business Plate Number 3519. Now, number 5. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution approving resolution number 55 series of 2025 of Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on December 9, 2025, entitled A Resolution Endorsing the Establishment of Natural Spring Ecotourism Resort bearing the trade name Tampisaw Spring and Campsite located at Lower Magsaysay, Barangay Kuya, Maramag, Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, the Chairman of Tourism and Beautification, and concurred by committee members Jonathan Elosinio and also committee member Diosdado Siberia. Honorable Presiding Officer, I move to adopt this committee report.
There's a motion from Honorable Bugas to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Quadrasal. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion.
Yes, the same as reported on first. So these two items are interrelated, the same issue. So the same discussion, the same question. So if there's any query, so you may give us now. Same location. Okay, Honorable Presiding Officer, I move to calendar this item on the third and final reading of today's session.
There's a motion from Honorable Bugas to calendar the item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Quadrasal. Motion is hereby approved. Okay, next report.
Item number 3, Committee on Women's. Two.
Okay,
Two ba good?
number 2. Okay, Committee on Women.
Hello. Manyang maramag sa atong tanan.
Maanya gayud.
Committee Report number 2026. 2022-09 Women's 16th is B. February 11, 2026, to the presiding officer, subject Ordinance Number 07, Series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled, An Ordinance Creating and Strengthening the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children, BCPC, in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. Proponent, Barangay Government of Kulambugon. Submitted by Committee of Women's and Family and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. Number 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of Secretary of Sangguniang received Ordinance Number 07/2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Creating the Strengthening the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. On December 11, 2025, a committee of hearing had held on the following one. A. The ordinance is meant to create the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children. Thus, the title of the ordinance is recommended to be read as follows. An ordinance creating the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children in Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon. B. The committee suggests to include penalties to the non-compliance to the member of BCPC who fail to unhold their responsibilities such as, but not limited to, polling, attend quarterly meetings. C. Section 6. Funding should be modified and expressed that the BCPC is funded in the barangay annual budget allocation and get rid of succeeding statement to ease the budget allocation concern. As such, it is recommended to be read as follows. Section 6, funding. Funds for the BCPC shall be allocated from the barangay annual budget. D. Section 7, effectivity should be modified and expressed that the ordinance shall be posted at least 2 conspicuous species in the barangay for at least 10 days prior to the effectivity and prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59, effectivity of ordinances and resolutions. E. There is a lack of documentary attachments for the ordinance upon submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for review. Specifically, the following is required: attendance sheets of the committee hearing, minutes of the hearing, and the photo documentation. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back for the modification ordinance number 07 series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Creating and Strengthening the Barangay Council for the Protection of Children in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality, Maramag, Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Rodak Gatira, Member, and Honorable Paquito A. Catin Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrasal to adopt and approve the committee report seconded by Honorable Bugas. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for
Mr.
discussion.
Chair,
Yes, recognize Honorable
Mr.
Rumar.
Chair, since it is referring back the ordinance, Mr. Chair, the ordinance, Mr. Chair, nakita na ko dito ganina, kuha na sila penal clause, no? Na penalty collection nila nga i-impose sa ordinance. So, might as well, Mr. Chair, if ever nga magkuhan sila og penalty, so there will be a public hearing nga i-attach nila. Kay since nga ga-collect sila og penalties, no? Naaman dito ganina nakita na ko nga they're collecting penalties, no, sa for this ordinance. So public hearing must be imposed and the Attendance of the public hearing should be attached, Mr. Chair. Murag, kuha na siguro, no, dungag kay refer back man eh.
Na-state na ko dito tungod sa wala sila naka-attach o kanang public hearing, ang mga minutes, munang i-refer back na to. Nabasa na ko.
Addition.
Okay, yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, what's the pleasure?
Hindi na itong question.
So wala ni dugang pangutana before mo.
Refer back bitaw.
Okay, committee chair.
I move to carry this item for the third and final reading of today's session.
Signapay mga tana.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to calendar's item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Gaitera. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee Report number 2026-1011, 16th SB, February 11, 2026. To the presiding officer, subject, Ordinance number 11 series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Providing for the Protection of Children Against All Forms of Abuse in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon, and for other purposes. Proponent, Barangay Government of Kulambugon, submitted Committee on Women's, Family, and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. Number 1, on November 21, 2025, the Office of the Secretary of Sangguniang received Ordinance number 11 S 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Providing for the Protection of Children Against All Forms of Abuse in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon, and for the other purposes too. On December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held and the following were found. A, the ordinance means to protect the children from the forms of abuse. Thus, it is recommended that the title of ordinance to be modified and to be read as follows. An ordinance prescribing rules and children for the protection of children against all forms of abuse in Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, and for other purposes thereof. B, in Section 3, definition of terms, the committee recommends to modify the section titled to Section 3, definition of terms. Additionally, the terms defined with this section should be anchored to Republic Act number 7610, especially Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act, which prescribes the appropriate definition of terms defined in Section 3 to ensure accuracy of legal definition. C. Section 4, Prohibit Acts A should be modified as the current statement in ambiguous can prove to the erroneous during interpretation. The committee suggests the list down the individual acts which are physically, verbally, emotionally, or sexually abusive and exploitation to children as an act, also be found in Republic Act number 7610 for the guidance and reference. In D, in the Section 5 rule of Barangay Council for the Protection of Children, the committee recommends to add the Maramag Police Station in the BCPC's coordination arrangement, as they can also provide expertise and assistance regarding the cases of abuse and exploitation of children. E, Section 7 penalty should be modified, and the committee recommends to stipulate the fees as prescribed in the Local Government Code of 1991 for barangay on top reporting the violators to higher authorities. F, Section 10, effective should be modified and expressed that the ordinance shall be posted at least 2 conspicuous spaces in the barangay for at least 10 days prior to the effectivity, as prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59. Effectivity of ordinance and resolution. G, there is a lack of documentary attachment for the ordinance upon submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for review, specifically for the following required attendance sheet of committee hearing and public hearing, minutes of the hearing journals of the public hearings, and photo documentation. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back to the modification ordinance number 11 series of 2025 by Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Providing the Protection of Children Against All Forms of Abuse in the Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality, Maramag, Bukidnon, and for other purposes. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Ruda Gaitira and Honorable Pakito Katin. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There is a motion from Honorable Codasal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Katin. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Basing napay dugang ni Honorable Dormal. Refer back. Okay. Since wala na question, committee chairman, what's the pleasure of the report?
I move to current item for the third and final reading of today's session.
There's a motion from Honorable Codasal to calendar the item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Katin. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee report number 2026-11, Women's 16th SB, February 11, 2026. To the presiding officer, subject, Ordinance number 12, series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Prohibiting Child Labor and Exploitation in the Barangay Kulambugon Municipality, Maramag, Bukidnon. Proponent, Barangay Government of Kulambugon, submitted by Committee on Women's, Family, and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of the Secretary of Sangguniang received Ordinance number 12 S 2025 o Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Prohibiting Child Labor and Exploitation in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. 2. On December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held at the following was found. A. Section 4, penalty should be modified, and the committee recommends to stipulate the fees prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991 for barangays on top of reporting violators to higher authorities. B. Section 5, effective should be modified and expressed that the ordinance shall be posted at least 2 days conspicuous at spaces in the barangay for at least 10 days prior to the effectivity as prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59, effective of ordinances and resolution. The committee recommends to refer the definition based on Republic Act Number 9231, Act providing for the elimination of the worst form of child labor and affording stronger protection for the working child, and the Republic Act Number 7610, Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. C. A definition of terms provisions should be present in the ordinance which defines critical terms like child labor, and child exploitation, since causes involving children is volatile in nature and having less ubiquity in the ordinance leave lies space to misconstrue the ordinance during legal disputes. D. There is a lack of documents, attachments for the ordinance upon this submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for review, specifically the following required attendance sheets of the committee hearing and public hearing, minutes of the hearings, journals of the public hearings, and a photo documentation. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back to the modification ordinance number 12 series of 2025 Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag Bukidnon received on November 21, 2025 entitled An Ordinance Prohibiting Child Labor and Exploitation in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Roda Gaitira, Honorable Paquito A. Catin Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Gaitera. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Question? I think there's no more question.
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of today's session. Committee number 20.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to calendar the item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Subiri. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee report number 2026, the 12 Women's 16th is February 11, 2026. To the presiding officer, subject ordinance number 13 series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag Bukidnon received on November 21, 2025 entitled An Ordinance and Anti-Bullying and Child-Friendly Barangay Program in the Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag Bukidnon. Proponent, Barangay Government of Kulambugon. Submitted Committee on Women's, Family and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang received Ordinance Number 13, S2025, of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance on Anti-Bullying and Child-Friendly Barangay Programs in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag Bukidnon. 2. An ordinance, and on December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held on the following were found. A. The explanatory notes of ordinance should be modified and include essential laws which are harmonious to the concern of ordinances and Republic Act Number 7610, Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act, Republic Act Number 10-627, and Anti-Bullying Act, the Republic Act Number 10-175, Childbirth Crime Prevention Act. B. Section 3, activities should be modified and stipulate the time frame, frequency of the activities to be conducted. C. Section 5, effective should be modified and express the ordinance shall be posted at least 2 days, conspicuous spaces in the barangay for at least 10 days prior to the effectivity and prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59, effectivity of ordinances and resolution. D. There is a lack of documentary attachment for the ordinance upon submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for review. Specifically, the following required: attendance sheet of the committee hearing, minutes of the hearing, and photo documentation. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends a passed resolution referring back for modification ordinance number 13, series of 2025, of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance on Anti-Bullying and Child-Friendly Barangay Programs in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Roda Gaitira and Honorable Paquito Catin Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There is a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Bogas. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Is there any question? If there is none, what's the pleasure of the report?
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of today's session.
There is a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to calendar this item, the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Gaitera. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee Report Number 2026, the 13 Women 16th SB, February to 11, 2026, to the Presiding Officer, Subject Ordinance Number 14, Series of 2025 of Barangay Colambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Establishing a Barangay Child Protection, this in Barangay Colambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. Proponent, Barangay Government of Colambugon, submitted by Committee on Women's Family and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang received an ordinance number 14 S 2025 of Barangay Colambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Establishing a Barangay Child Protection, this in Barangay Colambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. 2. December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held in the following were found. A. Explanatory notes should be modified, and the committees recommend to include Presidential Decree Number 603, Children and Youth Welfare Code, which serve as the legal basis for the BCPC and Child Welfare Desk and Republic Act Number 9262, Anti-Violence Against Women and the Children Act of 2004. B. A definition of terms, provision that lacking and should be present which defines critical terms such as child protection desk officer, children, and other terms deemed relevant to facilitate ease of interpretation. C. Section 2, functions should be modified and add provision which expresses that the child protection desk officer is enabled to assist during legal or court proceeding. They were ordered by the court requesting the appropriate authorities such as the Maramag Police Station or Maramag Social Welfare and Development Office. D. Section 3, personnel should be modified and recommended to be read of the follows. Section 3, appointment of child protection desk officer. Additionally, the requirements to be appointed by the child protection desk officer should be stipulated in these sections. C. Section 4, effective should be modified and expressed. The ordinance shall be posted at least 2 conspicuous spaces in the barangay at least 10 days prior to its effectivity as prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59, effectivity of ordinance and resolution. F. There is a lack of documents attachment of the ordinance upon submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for review. Specifically, the following is required: attendance sheets of the committee hearing, minutes of the hearing, and photo documentation. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back for the modification ordinance number 14 series of 2025 o Barangay Colambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, and received on the November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Establishing a Barangay Child Protection Desk in Barangay Colambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Roda Gaitera and Honorable Paquito Catin Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There's a motion from Honorable Consul to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Dormal. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Question. So I think,
Yeah,
okay, what's the pleasure of your report, committee chair?
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of the decision.
There's a motion from Honorable Consul to calendar the item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Zubiri. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee Report Number 2026-14 Women 16th SB, February 11, 2026. To the Presiding Officer, subject. Ordinance Number 15 Series of 2025 of Barangay Colambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance preventing child marriage and early pregnancy in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon, proponent Barangay Government of Kulambugon, submitted the Committee on Women's, Family, and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of Secretary of Sangguniang received Ordinance Number 15S 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Preventing Child Marriage and Early Pregnancy in the Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. 2. On December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held in the following were found. A. Section 1. Prohibition should be modified, and the committee recommends it to be read as follows. 1. Child marriage. 2. Sexual or intimate acts involving the child and an adult. 3. Sexual and intimate relation involving a child and an adult. Additionally, since there is a cases involving minors, the Maramag Police Station and the Municipal Social Welfare and Development Office should be accounted for the ordinance to handle the official filing of the case. B. Provide there is a prohibitory provision of ordinance, a penalty clause is warranted to ensure that the violations are enforced with the appropriate consequences of their action, as such as the fees and penalties for barangay should be referred from the Local Government Code of 1991. C. Section 4 effective should be modified and expressed. The ordinance shall be posted at least 2 days conspicuous species in the barangay for at least 10 days prior to the effectivity and prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59, effectivity of ordinance and resolution. D. A definition of terms provision should be present in the ordinance, which defines critical terms that the child marriage and pregnancy, since cases involving children is volatile in nature and having less ambiguity in the ordinance, leave less space to misconstrue of ordinance during legal dispute. If there is a lack of documentary attachment of the ordinance upon submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for the review, especially the following required attendance sheet of committee hearing, public hearing, and minutes of the hearing, journal of public hearings, and photo documentation. 3. Now therefore the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back for the modification ordinance number 15 series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled Ordinance Preventing Child Marriage and Early Pregnancy in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon, respectively submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Roda Kaitira and Honorable Paquito Katin. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There's a motion from Honorable Qualsar to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Gaitera. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion.
Wala namang tao. None?
Recognize Honorable Bugas.
Okay. I know that all these ordinances with prime purpose, guwapo gini siya. Labi na karon kini nga item nga child marriage and early pregnancy. So di man gyud na nato mapugan, pero repairing back man magmanipis lang ko nga okay raman siguro kay di man mapugan ang child marriage, wala lang early pregnancy.
Thank you, Honorable Bugas.
Thank you for the suggestion.
Okay. So, committee chair, what's the pleasure of the report?
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of today's session.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrasal to calendar this item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Gaitera. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee Report Number 2026, 15th Women, 16th SB, February 11, 2026, to the Presiding Officer. Subject Ordinance Number 17, Series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance of Safe Spaces for Children in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. Proponent Barangay Government of Kulambugon. Submitted by Committee on Women's, Family, and Social Welfare. Finding and recommendation. 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of Secretary of Sangguniang received Ordinance Number 17S 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance on Safe Spaces for the Children in Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon. 2. On December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held and the following were found. A. Section 7, funding should be modified and the committee recommended for it to be read as follows. The funding source for the operation and maintenance of this ordinance shall be allocated of the barangay annual budget allocation. There is no budget allocation concern. B. Section B, effective should be modified and expressed that the ordinance shall be posted at least 2 days conspicuous spaces in the barangay for at least 10 days prior to its effectivity and prescribed by the Local Government Code of 1991, Section 59, effective of ordinances and resolution. C. A definition of terms provisions should be present in the ordinance which defines critical terms like bullying, abuse, harassment, illegal drugs, littering, and other terms deemed relevant to the lesson ambiguity during interpretation of the ordinance in the cases of legal dispute. D. There is a lack of document attachment for the ordinance upon its submission to the Sangguniang Bayan for review. Specifically, the following is required: attendance sheet of the committee hearing and public hearing, minutes of hearings, journals of the public hearings, and photo documentation. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends a pass resolution referring back to the for modification Ordinance Number 17 Series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance on Safe Spaces for Children and Barangay Kulambugon, Municipality of Maramag, Bukidnon, respectfully submitted by Chair Trolley, concurred by Honorable Roda Gaitira and Honorable Paquito Kating Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrasal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Subiri. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Question? None? Okay. Committee chair, what's the pleasure of your report?
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of today's session.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrasal to calendar this item and the third and final reading for today's session, seconded by Honorable Katin. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee report number 2026, the 16th SB, February 11, 2026. To the presiding officer, subject ang ordinance number 23 series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Designating a Welfare Desk Officer for the Implementation of Public Act number 9262, otherwise known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and the Children Act of 2004 in Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon. Proponent, Barangay Government of Kulambugon, submitted by Committee on Women's, Family, and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. 1. On November 21, 2025, the Office of the Secretary of the Sangguniang received Ordinance Number 23S, 2025 of Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Designating a Welfare Desk Officer for the Implementation of Public Act Number 9262, otherwise known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and their Children Act of 2004 in Barangay Kulambugon, Maramag, Bukidnon. 2. On December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held in the following was found. A committee recommends to refer back the ordinance for modification since the concern of designation person for the specific role is meant to be passed through a resolution and not an ordinance. An ordinance is permanent until amended. Thus, the appointment of Honorable Jocelyn B. Blanco of Barangay 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐆 officer cannot be done through an ordinance and should be appropriately expressed through a resolution which is temporary and or continuous in nature. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back for modification ordinance number 23 in series of 2025 of Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on December 21 and 2025, entitled Ordinance Designating Oil Spring Desk Officer for the Implementation of Public Act number 9262, otherwise known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and the Children Act of 2004 in Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon. Respectfully submitted, yours truly, concurred by Honorable Roda Kaitira and Honorable Paquito Katin Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There is a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Cabalquinto. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Question? None. So, committee chair, what's the pleasure of the report?
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of today's session.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to calendar this item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Siberia. Motion is hereby approved.
Committee report number 2026-17 of Women's 16th SB, February 11, 2026, to the presiding officer, subject ordinance number 26, series of 2025 on Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Designating the Barangay Violence Against Women, 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐆 Desk Officer and Anti-Sexual Harassment Desk Officer on Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, and defining their duties and responsibilities. Proponent, Barangay Government of Kulambukan, submitted by Committee on Women's, Family and Social Welfare. Findings and recommendation. 1. On November 2025, the Office of Secretary to the Sangguniang received an ordinance number 24/2025 of the Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, entitled An Ordinance Designating the Barangay Violence Against Women, 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐆 Desk Officer and Anti-Sexual Harassment Desk Officer of Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, and defining their duties and responsibility. 2. On the December 11, 2025, a committee hearing was held and the following was found. A. The committee recommends to refer back the ordinance for modification since the concern of designating person for the specific roles is meant to be expressed through a resolution, not an ordinance. An ordinance is permanent until amended. Thus, an appointment of Honorable B. Blanco, Barangay 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐆 and as this officer cannot be done through an ordinance, should be appropriately expressed through a resolution which is temporary and or continuous in nature. 3. Now, therefore, the committee recommends to pass a resolution referring back for the modification ordinance number 24, series of 2025 on Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 21, 2025, entitled An Ordinance Designating the Barangay Violence Against Women, Desk Officer Anti-Sexual Harassment Desk Officer of Barangay Kulambukan, Maramag, Bukidnon, and defining their duties and responsibilities. Respectfully submitted by yours truly, concurred by Honorable Roda Kaitira and Honorable Paquito Katin Jr. I move to adopt the report of the committee.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadrosal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Katin. Motion is hereby approved. The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Question?
Mr. Chair,
Recognize Honorable Normal.
does the Barangay Kulambukan determine already the person in charge in the 𝐒𝐄𝐍𝐆 Desk Nana sila na-identify?
Na, gibasa bitaw nako nga na.
Because Mr. Chair, kanang bawsi officer mga Mr. Chair is entails no kanang trainings naagid na siya kinahanglan og proper training sa kanang kanang qualified gyud nga bawsi officer. So kay so nana siya nanay na identify. So unsa members sa council ang chairman sa sa chairman ba kagawad ba ang ilang gipalingkod?
Murag dili man kagawad siguro ning si kuan.
Kagawad
Kagawad siya.
si Jocelyn Blando.
Kagawad sa chair ang kagawad chairman sa youth committee chair.
Asa na siya?
Section 2, letter A.
Okay.
Jocelyn, Honorable Jocelyn, kagawad.
Okay, Mr. Chair.
Napay dugang pangutana before
Okay.
okay. What's the pleasure of the committee report, Mr. Committee Chair?
I move to calendar this item for the third and final reading of today's session.
There's a motion from Honorable Quadasal to calendar this item on the third and final reading, seconded by Honorable Gatera. Motion is hereby approved.
Thank you.
Okay, Majority Leader. Next item.
Committee on Natural Resources.
Okay, Honorable 𝐁𝐾𝐀𝐑.
To be reported, Honorable Presiding.
Thank you, Honorable 𝐁𝐾𝐀𝐑.
Good afternoon to the August body. Committee report number 2026-09 on Committee on Environment on the 16th Sangguniang Bayan.
Okay, before you proceed, Honorable 𝐁𝐾𝐀𝐑, we'll check.
Number 3. Sorry, Honorable Presiding Officer. Committee on Laws, Honorable Jopidil.
Okay, Honorable Normal. Sorry, Honorable 𝐁𝐾𝐀𝐑. Committee on Laws.
Number 2, man ito ati.
Naraman ang item number 3.
Walay 3. Lagi item number 3 bitaw niya. Walay 3 diri sa.
May tinuod ani.
Good afternoon to all. Committee report number 2026-12, Committee on Laws, February 11, 2026, to the presiding officer. Subject, Ordinance number 02, Series of 2025, Barangay Bagong Silang, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 7, 2025, entitled, Ordinansa nga nagdili sa pagtigway o pagbiya sa mga hayop sa pribadong kaumahan. Proponent, Sangguniang Barangay of Bagong Silang. Submitted by Committee on Laws, Rules, Ethics, and Regulations. Finding and recommendation, number 1. Section 16 of Republic Act number or the Local Government Code of 1991 mandates that every local government shall promote public safety, maintain peace and order, and preserve the comfort and convenience of the inhabitants. Number 2. Ordinance number 02, Series of 2025 of Barangay Bagong Silang entitled ordinansa nga nagdili sa pagtigway o pagbiya sa mga hayop sa pribadong kaumahan was submitted to the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang for review and by the Sangguniang Bayan. Number 3. On February 3, 2026, at around 10:20 in the morning, the committee hearing was held at the Legislative Conference Room, attended by the committee chairperson, committee members, representative of the municipal agriculturist, and the punong barangay, secretary and treasurer of Barangay Bagong Silang. Number 4, upon committee hearing, the following were found. The ordinance was enacted to protect private farms within the barangay from the damage caused by the animals being pastured or allowed to roam on private farmlands. B. Owners of the animals, including but not limited to cows, carabao, horses, goat, and pigs, are strictly prohibited from pasturing their animals on allowing them to roam on private farmlands without the prior consent of the property owner. Crops such as sugarcane, tubo, corn, mais, coffee, kape, sweet potato, kamote, ginger, luya, tomato, kamatis, bell pepper, atsal, and other similar plants shall be held liable to compensate the affected property owner for the loss of damage incurred. D. An impounding fee of 300 pesos per day shall be imposed to the owners of the impounded animals to cover the cost, care, maintenance, and safekeeping while the animals are under the barangay custody. A public hearing, especially convened and discussed the provisions of the ordinance, was conducted by the Sangguniang Barangay on October 26, 2025 in the mini gym of Barangay Bagong Silang, immediately following the Barangay General Assembly. The ordinance is supported by the documentary proof of compliance, including the minutes of the public hearing, attendance sheets, and photos. The penalties imposed under the ordinance are subject to the limitations prescribed for the violations of barangay ordinances pursuant to the Section 391 on the Local Government Code. Ordinance number 003, Series of 2025 of Barangay Bagong Silang promotes responsible animal ownership and in accordance with Republic Act number 8485, Animal Welfare Act of 1998, which protects animals, prohibits neglect and maltreatment, and mandates the provisions of proper care, food, and shelter. Above premises considered, the committee hereby recommends to pass a resolution approving ordinance number 02, series of 2025 of Barangay Bagong Silang, Maramag, Bukidnon, received on November 7, 2025, entitled Ordinansa nga nagdili sa pagtigway o pagbiya sa mga hayop sa pribadong kaumahan. Submitted by Chairperson Jopedel P. Romal, Member Roy Y. Cabalquinto, Member Paquito Catin Jr. I move to adopt this committee report, Mr. Chair.
There's a motion from Honorable Durmal to adopt and approve the committee report, seconded by Honorable Catin. Motion is hereby approved.
Any questions, Mr. Chair?
The committee chair is now ready for discussion. Basig na ay pangutana, dugang sa okay. Recognize, Honorable Siberia.
May nga po. Nabay penalty o madakpan?
Mr. Chair. Indicate nila,
Pila yung penalty sa first offense?
300 pesos naman nila, Mr. Chair.
Gamay raman. Di pwede ra itigway, 300 raman dahil. Second